Hello my people, what kind of country is Nigeria? It is very sad that Akpabio, Tinubu, Yahay Bello and others are using the power of the federal government to make sure that Natasha goes to jail, even when she was the one that accused Akpabio of sexual harassment and no investigation was done. Instead, everyone was supporting Akpabio. Yahay Bello was a former Kogi state governor, allegedly stole 110.4 billion naira from Kogi state, and he is working freely in Nigeria. Godswill Akpabio, as governor of Akwa Ibom State from 2007 to 2015, misappropriated more than 700 billion naira during his tenure as the governor. In fact, the American diplomats reportedly described the scale of corruption under his administration as exceptional. For someone like Akpabio to be the number 3 citizen of the Nigerian federal government actually filed criminal defamation charges against Senator Natasha Akpoti following her public allegations that Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Kogi State Governor Yahay Bello plotted to assassinate her. These charges stem from statements she made during a live television interview in April 2025, where she claimed there were discussions between Akpabio and Bello about plans to eliminate her. The lawsuit, filed on May 15, 2025, includes 3 charges of criminal defamation. 2 are about statements Natasha made against Akpabio, and 1 against former Governor Yahay Bello. One serious claim was made during a phone interview, where Natasha alleged that Akpabio used the organs of a late woman, Iniyubong Umoran, to help his sick wife. More embarrassing when Akpabio's legal team said the Senate president had nothing to do with the investigation or decision to charge Senator Natasha. They explained that Akpabio only sent a petition to the police, asking them to look into the statements Natasha made, and the police took it from there. Can you imagine? So the police can suddenly take Akpabio's statement up now. So the law of Nigeria can be applied now, when it is the other way round. When it is Akpabio and Yahay Bello that complained. Why the injustice? Why is it that Nigerian law only arrest and jail the poor Yahoo boys while the greatest criminals are in Tinubu's cabinet? The conflict between Akpabio and Natasha began in February 2025 when Senator Akpoti accused Senate President Akpabio of sexual harassment during a televised interview. She claimed that Akpabio made inappropriate comments and suggested her legislative proposals would only be considered if she took care of him. Euphemism she interpreted as sexual. Akpabio denied these allegations, stating he had never harassed any woman and would allow the courts to determine the truth. On March 6, 2025, the Senate suspended Natasha Akpoti for 6 months without pay, citing unruly conduct and violations of Senate rules. Her petition was dismissed for failing to follow procedural rules, particularly the requirement that another senator must sponsor a petition. After her suspension, Akpoti sued Akpabio and his aide, Patrick, for 100 billion naira, saying a Facebook post from them insulted her looks and abilities as a lawmaker. On April 27, she posted a sarcastic apology online, joking that she was sorry for keeping her dignity and self-respect. Akpabio's legal team asked the court to make her delete the post, claiming it broke a gag order that stopped both sides from speaking publicly about the case. Akpoti replied that her post didn't break any rules and was allowed as political satire under the Nigerian constitution. She said she's determined to fight for justice and won't be silenced. Nigerian journalist Obinna was arrested in Owerri around 3 a.m. on Thursday, May 22, 2025, following claims he made in a viral interview. Speaking on Adayola's YouTube channel, Obinna revealed that businesswoman Sandra Duru allegedly paid him to create videos attacking Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduagan's image. Obinna said he thought it was a normal media job, but backed out after noticing inconsistencies in the story. His arrest has raised concerns about press freedom and the treatment of whistleblowers in Nigeria. Senator Karami, representing Kogi West, publicly criticized Senator Akpoti-Uduagan following her 6-month suspension from the Nigerian Senate. Let's listen to what he has to say.
When seats were allocated, it caused a bit of a problem because some senators that came before her felt that she was placed in front of them, and they frowned at that. They felt, why would I do that? In fact, the Senate president was unhappy with me. That seat was vacant. The Senate president reluctantly refused that. He wasn't going to give that position to her, that she was a rookie. Lobbied him, talked to her. I didn't go to her directly. because immediately she came in, she was very hungry. She shouted my name, abused me, abused my mother. When she came in, initially, I walked a bit close because of the husband. The husband was very close to Senator Akpabio, and during Akpabio's campaign, he was all over the place with us. So, the fact that we gave her that committee position, and she knew the role we played, we were very close. The time came, she blackmailed me on something else, and I will say it here. As the chairman, Senate Services, part of my responsibility is to allocate vehicles to my colleagues. Those vehicles, before I was even made Senate chairman of Senate Services, were ordered for. So I don't receive those vehicles. The civil servants, they have the responsibility of receiving those vehicles. So when they receive the vehicles, they will just give me the chassis number of vehicles received. Mine is to allocate them to my colleagues. After some time, she wrote it on her social media that I was collecting used vehicle and distributing to my colleagues. I can name 4, 5, 6 senators that she had quarrel with, unnecessary quarrel. A very controversial figure, she knows. How she attacks Senator Kingibe. When they went to IPU meeting in Ivory Coast, she wanted to sit beside the Senate president. Another Senator Akpabio sat there. She forced Senator Akpabio to stand up while the meeting was going on. This thing happened around April or May 2024. The claim of sexual harassment, according to her, happened December 8, 2023. Just few weeks. She came in November 2023. Claim of sexual harassment, according to her, happened December 8, 2023. Look at the timeline. She did not say anything until last year, or is it early this year? And they've had good relationship, good rapport. Even the first problem we had with her was July last year, about when the Senate president said, made a statement that we are not in a cinema, clubhouse. She dragged the Senate president all over the place. This one they call Gist Lover. They dragged the man down. They made the man to. She said she was going to put the Senate president on her name until the man apologized. The recall process is a valid constitutional exercise.
Confidence in her because of her gross misconduct in the Senate that led us to a 6-month suspension where Kogi Central will not be represented at the National Assembly, the Senate arm. So we have come to recall her back so that we can have a representative in the Senate, because as a people, we cannot afford not to have a representative in the Senate arm for another 1 year. So we are here to tell INEC to please follow the constitutional process for our recall so that our recall process can begin. That's why we're here.
Okay. So have we submitted or?
We submitted our petition. It's been received. All other documents have been received. This is the acknowledgement copy of the petition.
Is it the entire constituency or just a group of people? Under which platform are you representing?
Okay, it is a concerned Kogi youth and women.
Okay.
Yes.
And who is bankrolling this?
Talking about bankroll is a personal business. It's a personal thing. We are members of our constituents, and we are saying we don't want her anymore because you cannot afford not to have a representative. So nobody is bankrolling. Well, we are the one that voted her, and we are saying we don't want her anymore. So we're not. Nobody is bankrolling. Nobody is having any personal issue with her. It is just what it is. The game is the game.
Okay. When you say you come to submit petition,
yes,
is it a process that maybe you have collected the signature already, or you're about to do that? What are the things you have done already?
Okay.
Even me from Kogi State, I have no say in our recall in Kogi Central. The Senate president has no hand and has no say and is not interested in our recall. The recall is being masterminded by our people.
Let's see how Natasha was received in her hometown.
It's by the grace of God. Here before all of you as your senator.
With a crowd like this, one might question whether Mr. Sunday Karamu is actually telling the truth.
Let her go back to them. What she's turning herself to in the Senate, you can see it all over the world. She's going all over the world talking about sexual harassment. She's turning herself to an endangered species. Nobody will look. We're in the Senate because of the vote of our people. We are there for what we can bring as dividend of democracy to our people. We are not there for all those frivolities. We are there to serve our people. When you cannot even relate well with your colleagues, how do you bring the best to your people? Nobody would like to deal with you. They would want to run away from you and turn you to a leper. She's gradually turning herself to a leper.
That's it for now, but I will be back with more updates as the story develops. If you found this report helpful, don't forget to like, share, and comment with your thoughts. Subscribe and follow to stay updated on all the latest news. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.